Boom. Hey, hey. Wilbur McCarthy, Gary Lewis, Stephanie L. from Florida, Tina G, Susan C, Kathleen Cross, Kimberly Moss, Michelle Bookout, the Trump Reaper, Karen Purdy from Newton Falls, Ohio, Bernadette H, Dana X, Debbie Neiman, SDK Resist, and me, BDD in the Heezy, Lucielle, Julianne Gauthier, Asmila J, Lappy Girl, M. Getz, Fox Hill Dreams, Sony G, Lee Saunders, Cecile Kazimi, Scribbles My Dibbles, Lisa Hathaway, Meredith Powell, Sarah B. wants to know about running the program Gradle on Linux. Watcher Soko, Moopy Smoopy, Shell Teresa, welcome. Shh. I gotta figure that shit out. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and this is Storytime. Gling, gling. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday, aka Happy Hump Day. I see that damn Alaskan right there. That damn Alaskan. Happy Wednesday or Hump Day, whatever you guys want to call it. It's another day of the week, another day bringing us closer to the weekend. We have some things to discuss today, so let's kick this off with our stories of the day.
Stories of the day.
Stories of the day. Okay, let's kick off this tune. There we go. Last night was President Biden's State of the Union address. We'll go over hits and misses. We have an update on the Ukraine situation. Our guessing game for today is Name That Female-Led Action Movie. And last but not least, unfortunately, we gotta cover this. You Raggedy Bish of the day is Bobo, aka Lauren Boebert. God damn it. All right. Just the other day we had her, seriously, it was Monday. We had her, her partner in crime, Marjorie Three Toes, as our, holy cow, Eric Johnson is here. It's the Weed Whacker. It's Weed Whacker Eric. There he is. Oh my goodness, we have not seen you in such a long time. I hope. Hey, and there's Jen and Fat Tony. What's happening? Am I dying here? Did somebody get a report of my health and didn't tell me, hey, he's going? Make sure you show up. Oh, it's nice to have you back here, my friend. Look, all these folks and Weed Whacker. Eric is one of the originals from back when this show was low tech. Yeah, glad to have you. I've seen Jen and Fat Tony more recently, just not more recently, if you get my drift. All right, where was I? We were doing yes, we were doing that stories of the day thing. Let's jump into it. Oh, wait. I need tunes. That's what I need. That's what's missing. Tunes. Okay. So, on your screen is some yellow that is not me, but it is the sun. And along with this picture of the sun, I have a fun fact. Hey, wait a minute. Let's see, what do we have here? We have Susan Bass here. She says, Bobert is a freak. You can believe me. I'm from Colorado. We used to have so many people from Colorado on the show. So many that I used to say that Colorado a lot, and I don't say Colorado that much anymore. Anyway, yes, it's a pretty picture, but here's the fun fact. The fun fact is this, that the sun here in the United States is much more intense. It's much brighter. It's harsher here than it is in New Zealand, the land of my love. Yeah? And I know this because every time we go out, excuse me, and the sun is out, it causes my wifey a terrible, terrible discomfort, right? So what did I do? You know, it's what husbands do. We want to fix things, you know. We hear what you're saying. We want to hear it. We want to hear what's wrong so that we can fix it. So that's my mode. My mode all the time is, how can I fix it? Let me fix this. I'm going to fix this. All right. So I saw one of these things. It was a commercial on TV. You know, believe it or not, I do occasionally buy those as seen on TV things. Sometimes those are really good and for a relatively cheap price. This wasn't that cheap. This was about $20, I think. But in terms of giving my wife some much needed relief from the blazing sun, yeah, that's cheap. So this thing is called Tack Visor. Yeah, and it just arrived yesterday, and it looks like this. Here, wait, let me switch to this thing here. Yeah, okay, it looks like this. It's got two of these things. And this one, I don't know if you can tell, this one is a yellow background, and this one is gray, right? So this gray one is for the daytime, and this yellow one is for the nighttime. Yeah, so I haven't had a chance really to try it out myself yet. I look forward to doing that this weekend, possibly. And Getz is suggesting some Maui Jim glasses. Those Maui Jims are expensive, but nothing is too expensive for wifey. Don't get me wrong, but they're expensive. So I will let you guys know. You see, this is a picture of how it's supposed to work, right? If you have dirty windows, it makes them look clean. All right, so there we go. Hey, there's philosophy. I see it, my friend. Now, as far as, you know, this is that random part of the show where I discuss movies and TV and whatnot. So, today's guessing game is name that female-led action movie. I love action movies, and I love female action-led movies. And here is one. Fun fact, this is not on the guessing game, so just get that out of your head right now. But, excuse me, the name of this movie is The Protégé. The Protégé. And apparently it came out in theaters last year in August. And, I didn't see how you could go wrong with this. It's starring Maggie Q. Fun fact, I love to say Maggie Q. Don't ask me why, but I must say it like this. Maggie Q. So it's starring Maggie Q as well as Samuel Jackson, who's never met an F-bomb that he didn't love, and what's his name? Michael Keaton, aka the original Batman, the OG Batman, Michael Keaton. How could you miss with a cast like that? Well, for me, I'm sorry. I love me some action movies. Really, all I need is just to be entertained. That's all. I see Willie B. Hardigan is here. God damn you. God damn you, Matt Meehan. Got me again. Willie B. Hardigan. You son of a bee. Willie B. Hardigan. Anyway, this movie is about Maggie Q plays a girl who is an orphan from Vietnam. She's an orphan because her parents were killed. And Samuel Jackson finds her, rescues her, saves her. But then, he helps her become an assassin because, of course, that's what you do when you find an orphan girl. You turn her into an assassin. Well, apparently she had an aptitude for killing people. When he found her, she had killed a room full of Viet Cong. So that was the next natural jump. Anyway, she is badass, right? She's presented in the beginning of this movie as badass. And what do they spend the rest of the movie doing? They spend the rest of the movie showing why she's not as badass as we thought. And she gets beaten up by common thugs. And come on, really? That bullshit. I need some consistency in my make-believe movies. I need just a bit of some consistency. Hello, Valerie G. I see you there. Here's the other thing I had a problem with. I love Michael Keaton. Love him, right? I don't love him as a love interest for somebody who is probably 20 years younger than he is. I don't. I just don't. And, he didn't look like, it wasn't all that appealing, really. Nobody wants to see old people, doing the hibbity-dibbity. They don't. I don't. I don't know about you guys, but it's not a turn on for me. So anyway, long story short, if you have nothing else better to watch, go ahead, go nuts. It's on Amazon Prime. Go nuts. But if it was me, if I had it to do over, I might not watch it again. Instead, what I will highly recommend for Women's History Month, for every month of the year, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I continue to watch this show, and I continue to want to do anything, like the only thing I want to do is watch this show. It's a great show. It's hilarious, great characters. I love it so much. So meanwhile, I did mention Women's History Month. Yesterday was day 1. March is always Women's History Month. And it's an important month. I don't need to tell you guys. You guys know, without women on the world, first of all, there would be no world. There would be no us, right? But let's say you were somehow able to figure out a way to engineer that men and only men have babies, and there's nothing but men. This world would suck. This world would totally suck. It would be just desolate, full of death and destruction and dick measuring contests. And who the hell needs that shit? Women make things beautiful, and they make things work, and they make things better. It's a fact. It's a scientific fact. This day in women's history, I'm going to try to do this, throughout the month, is present this day in women's history thing for the month of March. Corazon Aquino, she was elected president. And you know what I just realized? I just realized that I didn't even print out my notes. Just now realizing that shit. Holy cow, that's not helpful. Yeah, she was just elected president of the Philippines, and her very first act was to grant the people of the Philippines their civil rights. Apparently, they had been taken. So that's exactly what I mean. Women makes things better. Did I get into your weed, boopy spoopy? It feels like it, but yeah, no. And another thing that's interesting for Women's History Month, and this is not particular to today, we are graced with the 117th Congress. The 117th Congress is more diverse and better represented in Michelle said, and then I color coordinated with that photo. Yeah, that's funny. It's better represented by women than any other Congress in history. It's a pretty big deal. And there's a look at them on the steps of the Capitol or some Capitol building. And just give me a second here so I can punch up my notes. Seriously, I don't know what the hell happened. I was all gung-ho. I was like, look at me, I'm early, I'm a badass. And then I forgot to print my notes. All right, let's see if I can do this. Can I swing this? I think so. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our quick hits. Yeah, you son of a bee. That is loud as hell. I got to do something about that. It's so loud. All right, quick hits. The individual you see on the screen before you is Ron DeSantis. This is how he was pictured just as he was pushing an orphan into oncoming traffic. He's been trending on Twitter today because he's a POS. Yeah, actually, the phrase, what a POS, was trending. And I was like, normally it's, there's several candidates, who it could have been Lauren Boebert, it could have been Ted Cruz, it could have been Trump, but no, everybody's fire, everybody's anger was directed at this jackass, Ron DeSantis, for a number of reasons. One, he was scolding school children, for wearing masks. Scolding them. I don't even, he made them feel guilty. Just take those masks off. Like, what? That's the governor. The governor. He said, we don't have time for this COVID drama. Oh, from the governor of the state with so many COVID deaths. That's just really bad. And then he made a statement about the French Revolution. He was saying, what if Putin, invaded the French? They would just do nothing. And everybody was like, excuse me, you need to read a history book. Yeah. So he is a POS. I'm not going to spend any more time on that jackass. Instead, I will move forward with our Ukraine update. Excuse me. The Trump Reaper says she feels sorry for Floridians stuck with Satan. Meredith Powell says he looks like a bloated Bradley Cooper with bad hair plugs. I like the bloated part. I don't like the Bradley Cooper part because Bradley Cooper, as far as I can tell, is a decent guy. Karen Purdy. Woo! Karen Purdy. You done messed up when you got Karen Purdy coming out here saying he's lucky a parent hasn't punched him in the throat. Yeah. You done pissed off Karen Purdy. Excuse me, from Newton Falls, Ohio. You've pissed her off. You done fucked up. All right. SDK Resists is Sandra from Paramount. I didn't recognize you with your new tag. I got you now. I got you. I had a feeling that was you. Gotcha, Sandra. Okay. Okay, so I'm here to pour some cold water on this Ukraine situation. I hate to be the guy to do it, but I did promise you that I was only going to shoot straight with you guys. Despite, some very uplifting, promising reports from our plucky Ukrainian citizens there who are standing up to the beast that is Russia, despite the fact that our First Lady adorned herself with a sunflower mask yesterday, excuse me, the outlook is dire. Just going to give it to you straight. It is dire. Russia has all of the weapons of war. They've got it all. And they've got people who are well trained to use it. And even weapons that they shouldn't be using, and weapons that they shouldn't be using on civilian populations. We heard from the Pentagon today that Russia is bombing schools, hospitals, ambulances. I mean, really, really, really shitty war criminal type behavior. Really, really shitty. And yeah, we're seeing President Zelensky is uplifting his troops. We have boxers and other celebrities who are doing what they can to help the Ukrainian people. But it's only a matter of time, guys. It is only a matter of time. And, all of our enthusiasm is going to turn dark very soon. A vacuum bomb. Asmila J wants to know what is a vacuum bomb. And yes, it is a thermobaric bomb. So what that does is it sucks up all the oxygen. It comes with a lot of fuel, and it sucks up all the oxygen in the area. Yes, thank you for that question. I actually had to look that up yesterday. So if you've been following the news, you've seen reports about these caravans, this convoy that at one point they said it's actually not 40 miles long, but now I've heard more recently that yes, actually it is 40 miles long. This convoy it's delayed. It's crazy delayed. And for some reason last night I heard, I thought that maybe they were intentionally pumping the brakes on that convoy to coincide with President Biden's State of the Union address. I know, it's just like an American to think everything is about themselves. Luppy Girl asks, is it true that a Russian billionaire has a $1 million bounty on Putin's head? I heard something like that too. In fact, I think my friend at Really American posted an article about that. If he did, $1 million is kind of paltry. It's paltry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would take $1 million in a second. But I think if you were asking somebody to put their life on the line to take out this guy who can't even sit at a table with his most trusted advisors unless they're 40 feet away from him, dude is crazy paranoid. I wouldn't go within 2-block radius. Me personally would not go within 2 blocks of Putin. That's me. You might have some other crazy people out there who think they can get the job done, but it's possible. Anyway, as far as this convoy is concerned, 40-mile long convoy of military vehicles, all carrying weapons up the kazoo. Now, the other thing I'm thinking, so they're on their way to Kiev. The other thing I'm thinking is with this much delay, they should have been there like 3 days ago. I would hope that the Ukrainian military folks, the people who are calling the shots with the resistance against Russia, would use that time to set up a whole shitload of booby traps along the way. Along the projected route that this convoy is taking, you got to booby trap the hell out of that. You have to. I mean, they're begging. They're begging to be booby trapped. They're begging for it. Like, they're taking their sweet ass time coming where you know they are going. I don't know what the hell. What? Is it a trap? I don't know. But it's weird. Anyway, as the headline here says, anti-Russia sentiment grows across the globe. Some of you might have heard during President Biden's address last night, or you might have heard prior to this, but the United States is now denying airspace to all Russian commercial airliners. That's good. And I think the rest of the world is kind of following suit on that note as well. British Petroleum and other oil/gas giants are also stepping into the fray. And BP, for instance, is pulling out of Russia, and they have like a humongous 20% stake in their business with Rosneft. Rosneft is the humongous Russian oil company there. That's not a small thing. That is big. It's massive. ExxonMobil, same thing. I think for some reason I feel like ExxonMobil is owned in part by BP. I think BP bought ExxonMobil. Apple, even Apple has gotten into the game. You can't use Apple Pay in Russia. You cannot use Apple Pay there. And Apple has paused all of their sales in Russia. They've also removed RT and Sputnik. Those are two like Kremlin-backed news organizations, propaganda, whatever. And they've pulled those, Apple has pulled those from their app store. So really, it's just, it's an all-out thing. MasterCard and Visa. Nope. MasterCard and Visa are pulling out of Russia as well. I mean, their economy is in free fall. Don't get it twisted. This assault, this financial assault, is widespread. The sanctions hitting Russia are really unprecedented. I don't think anyone has ever been hit with these dramatic sanctions before. And again, I just want to revisit what I was saying earlier about, the Cold War and what is, the cold, hard reality that is awaiting Ukraine, the people of Ukraine, the citizens. Already 2,000 civilians have been killed, but also estimates of 2,000 Russian soldiers have been killed too. 2,000 Russian soldiers is a pretty big deal. If you consider the fact that in something like 20 years in Afghanistan, it took that long to kill 2,000 American soldiers. So it's, those Ukrainians are doing their thing. I just don't know how long they can keep it up. In the meantime, yesterday, President Zelensky submitted an application. Was it yesterday or Monday? I can't remember. He submitted an application to the European Union for membership. And we just learned yesterday that the European Union, the European Parliament met, and they decided that they are going to accept their application. With that said, it is a very long process for them to be admitted to the European Union. When I say long process, think years. It's going to be years, but still, you got to start that process somewhere. So if they didn't start the process until a year from now, who knows what's left of Ukraine, to get the process started. Could they expedite it? Possibly, but I don't know. I don't know about that shit. I'm not the foreign policy expert. But in any case, that is all I have for our quick hits. If you are watching and you just got here, please make sure that you hit that like button. Hit the like button. It does help the show. It helps the algorithm, the analytics or whatever that help guide other viewers to this fantastical content that I have laid before you. And without further ado, it is now time for our timeline cleanse.
Timeline cleanse.
I just love that music. All right, timeline cleanse. First up, our buddy Philosophy, my man, take a bow. You are doing some fantastical work these days. These videos are sometimes exactly what I need at the moment that I am doom scrolling. I come across a Philosophy video and I'm like, hold on, let me bookmark this, put this in my timeline cleanse thing, and now let me enjoy this because it's beautiful. It's just what I need. This first one, sometimes you just need a boop.
Boop. Boop. Boop.
Let me just pause that right there. Only professional cat wranglers, big cat wranglers should attempt this. Okay? Just to be clear, a boop is not a boop for everybody. If you don't know what you're doing, that cat will just boop your hand out of existence. All right, let us continue.
Boop. 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 I got your tooth. Boop. Let me get that boop. Boop. Does it stink? I'll boop you.
I cannot believe that she was just so nonchalant about, booping these big cats. Now, I know she works with them. She knows how to deal with them, et cetera, et cetera. But really, me personally, the only one that I would have booped maybe was that little black one. And maybe it was a baby, a panther cub, which would probably just rip my throat out. But those are some beautiful cats. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Sometimes scary things can be fun. All right. Next up, this one is not a Philosophy video, but this one goes to show that not all heroes wear capes. All she had was cardboard and some string and saved that kitten. Give me 1 second, you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I have to do some Twitter thing. Oh, no, I don't. Excuse me. All right. Next and final video. This one is very cool. You want to buckle up for this one. So some of you, in fact, most of you by now already know that President Zelensky, Volodymyr Zelensky, was an actor before he became president of Ukraine back in 2019. Well, He appeared in a series, in a number of movies, and he was in the dancing thing, Dancing with the Stars or whatever. But he was also in this thing called Servant of the People. And this show, I must find where this thing is streaming, because the little clip I've seen is great. And I think I'm probably going to get booped by YouTube for playing this, but I don't care. This is for you guys. Check this out. Very cool. Oh my God, I love how the camera was spinning around him and dun, 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 dun. And she's like, oh, wait, Ukraine? Nah, not y'all. It's Montenegro. All right. Here is your mission. Should you choose to accept this, please, that Trump Reaper, that is from the show Servant of the People. It's a Ukrainian show. So I don't know that you'll be able to find it on Netflix or whatever, because some of these shows, they only stream in certain markets. But if any of you gets a handle on, where I can find this, either with subtitles, I'll take it with subtitles, or dubbed. I don't care, but I gotta see that show. Please, to let me know. Thank you. That was Beethoven's Trump Reaper with the trivia. Can I just tell you guys, I love trivia, and I always tell wifey, like, I'm just chock full of trivia, things that will do me absolutely no good. You can't buy a loaf of bread with it, but I have it, and I love stuff like that. Thank you. Ode to Joy from Beethoven. Very good. Let's see. Oh, Trump Reaper says it might be on YouTube. That's a very good thing. Maybe it is. Full episodes. I need to see full episodes so I can get, that's how I'm watching the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Okay, now, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into our main topic of the day. Excuse me. State of the Union address. So, as we know, last night was President Biden's first State of the Union address. You might feel like you've seen him deliver a State of the Union before, but it was not. It was just a joint session of Congress. The last State of the Union we saw featured some ripping of paper. There was none of that, President Biden did not waste any words. He did not waste any time. His speech actually clocked in at 1 hour and 1 minute. 1 hour and 1 minute long. And Nancy Pelosi did not have to rip any papers. And you might be wondering who was the first person to ever deliver a State of the Union. You probably weren't wondering that, were you? But if you were, I have that trivia for you. It was President General George Washington. George Washington delivered the first State of the Union, and back then it wasn't even called the State of the Union. Here's where I need my notes now. It was called... God damn it. Hang on. What was it called? It was something address. Now I need to make this bigger. Here, Hang on. Ah, there it is. It used to be called the Annual Message. The Annual Message. And his was the shortest message of all time. It was 833 words. That's brief. He basically got up there and said, all right, you guys, look, I'm not going to talk your ears off because, frankly, I don't have to. I'm a very popular guy. I defeated the British. I am the first president. I'm so popular that I'm going to be on the dollar bill. Mark my words. When they make dollar bills here, my face will be on that. Bitches, So here's my 833 words. Boom, the State of the Union is strong. President Clinton's State of the Union was long. It was long. That one clocked in at 1 hour and 25 minutes in 1995. That was a long one. He had a lot of things to say, and you can see behind him there is Newt Gingrich, he of the multiple wives and drug problems, and Al Gore, who somehow lost the election to George W. Bush. So last night, President Biden, he didn't set any records with the length of his speech, whether it was shorter or longer. However, he did make history with having not one, but two women behind him, the Vice President of the United States, a black woman no less, and the Speaker of the House, both women, on the first day of Women's History Month. Did they time it like that? I hope they did, because that's pretty badass if they did. Pretty good. President Biden did not mention January 6th. That was the main thing that was missing from last night. There was not one mention of it. You know, he could have. He could have continued to bludgeon the GOP with, reports of this thing. But you know what? I think the tone that he wanted to strike last night was a bit conciliatory. It was a little bit of a victory lap, so to speak, but it was, it wasn't like spiking the football and doing a fancy, touchdown routine. No, he was just like, he spiked it a little bit, but he wasn't showboaty about it. No. But he had an excellent bit of strategy here by bringing the ambassador to Ukraine. She was actually Jill Biden's guest last night. And Geocosmic Valentine says, I'm glad he didn't mention January 6th. Take the talking points away from Fox. That's interesting. It's very interesting, because it's interesting you say that, because that's not the only talking point he took away from Fox. We'll get to that. But before we do, let's continue on. This was a great moment. Because Republicans have been forced in the past 7 days, have been forced to do a total and complete about-face, a 180-degree flip turn on their support for Russia. They had to backtrack all that shit. They had been following Spanky's lead for so long, they didn't even realize their noses were so deep down Spanky's sphincter that they couldn't even smell the shit. So now everybody's got to, wear the Ukraine flag pin and profess their, support for Ukraine and blah, 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 said bad talk Russia. Now they're on board with that. But none of them, still not one of them, will criticize Trump for calling Putin a genius, a savvy genius. They still won't. This was a great moment too. Great moment. You know what? You might think that it was a shame to use. No. This ambassador wants the support of the world. This was for her benefit as much as her country's benefit, as much as President. Everybody wins with this. Everybody except for Putin wins with this show. So President Biden also noted that they were getting back to normal, and this was important. Now this is President Biden attempting a reset. Now, I did talk about this on my show just the other day. It was Monday. I remember. I have the receipts. I was talking. Wait, shit. Was it Monday? Yes, pandemic versus endemic. Yeah, that was the episode on Monday where I talked about the need for us to eventually move past what we've been doing, with the COVID and the masks. And some people are going to wear masks and some people are not going to wear masks. And we're going to have to stop attacking people for not wearing masks and not getting vaccinated. It just is what it is. Whoever wants to wear a mask can continue to do so. Whoever doesn't want to, God bless you, But yeah, and this was evident in the fact that nobody in the chambers was wearing a mask. Nobody. There was not a full house, but there was enough people in there that normally you would expect to see everybody masked up. Nobody was masked up. As contrasted with the joint session from last year. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, confirming that was Monday was the endemic episode. A year ago, the joint session, everybody was masked up, except, of course, President Biden, because then you couldn't hear him speak. So, yeah, what he said was, we are moving forward safely back to normal routines. And speaking of COVID, by the way, he kind of touched on another point that I made on Monday about live and let live or die, as it regards COVID. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you now, if you don't mind. Let's see, where is it? This is this one here.
We've lost so much in COVID-19. Time with one another. The worst of all, the loss of life. Let's use this moment to reset. So stop looking at COVID as a partisan dividing line. See it for what it is. A god-awful disease. Let's stop seeing each other as enemies and start seeing each other for who we are, fellow Americans. Look.
I'm telling you, President Biden killed this speech last night. I'm not just saying that because I'm one of his biggest cheerleaders, and I admit, I'm not ashamed of it. The right, they have their cheerleaders. I'm a cheerleader on this side. God damn it. And I'm pretty damn good at it, too. Look at me. But yeah, just take a look at this picture here. You see some people with masks, some people wearing a mask as a chin strap or whatever, other people not wearing a mask at all. This is what it's going to be. And it's funny, because people are complaining. Predictably, they're complaining online. They're saying, oh, what? So now COVID is just over? These are the people who wanted COVID to be over. Now they're pissed that it's over. You just can't win. You can't win. Yes. Or no, it's not. It's not. There are going to be variants that come up. There are going to be some instances where I am not going to be comfortable in a great, big, massive crowd with no mask. I'm just not. I'm not there yet. I know. And President Biden specifically said, I had to rewind. I have one of those DVR things. I had to rewind to make sure I heard him correctly. He said, you no longer have to wear a mask. He said it. It's a personal choice now. It's always been a personal choice. It's always been a personal choice. Nobody was being forced to wear a mask. If you wear a mask, then you can enter our store. If you don't, you cannot. It's that simple. It's a choice. So, assuming that mask mandates are going to continue to fall around the country, and that's going to help. That's going to take away another talking point from the right. And you know what? By the time September, October rolls around, people are not going to give a damn about those mask mandates. In fact, they're going to be like, I'm so happy these mask mandates are gone. Thank you for getting rid of them, President Biden. Oh my God. Let me continue. Oh yeah, Scribble by Dibbles brought up an excellent point just now. She says, "How will you end your show now?" I've already started thinking about that from Monday. Yeah, my whole thing was make sure you get your shot, wear a mask. I can cut that out. I still like the social distance, keep your social distance, but whatever, I don't know. Honestly, I'm going to have to recalibrate the end of my show. All right, let me keep it moving. He also promoted the American Rescue Plan. And there was some cheers, some loud cheers there, and there was some boos, some smattering of boos, because he also, in the same breath, he dissed the former guy's tax cut for the rich, for the wealthy, that shit. In the same breath that he dissed the tax cut for the wealthy, he also gave props to the American Rescue Plan, as he should have. That's how you do. That's how you do. So all those GOPers were salty. Handle that shit. Handle it. Oh, and then the moment of truth came. It came. Remember I was talking earlier about how he was taking away all these talking points from the right? Guys, they were not happy with this. You would think they're happy because they're like, no, you can't defund the police. And President Biden agreed.
We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's to fund the police. Fund them. Fund them. Fund them with resources and training.
Oh, I love the zoom in on Mitch McConnell's grill. You got to see Kevin McCarthy have to eat shit live. I just loved that part. Oh my God, that was so satisfying. Oh, I need a cigarette now. That was great. This show, this State of the Union was full of stuff like that, Oh my God, he talked about secure the border. What? I'm sorry, because this whole time the right wing has been saying that the Democrats are all about open borders and the defunding the police, and then last night President Biden's whole thing was all about saying no. That's all it was. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Have a seat. Have a seat. For those of you who are concernicus, let's see, Lisa Hathaway is concerned. I said I need a cigarette. I'm nowhere near that. That was a joke. But I do have my lollipops should I need them right here. Thank you. Wait, this is nice. Marty says Mitch looked like he was Emperor Palpatine. That's good. Yeah. So yeah, he was rolling out the hits last night, and the right wing didn't know what to do with it. They did not know what to do with it. Yeah, I got some notes for this one. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was even a USA chant that broke out when President Biden told Americans that the best way to help combat inflation was to manufacture and buy American. Make that shit here and buy that shit here. And, they were like, USA, and they had to eat so much shit because he was basically a Republican. These are Republican talking points. If you weren't paying attention and you just tuned in, you would have thought you had stumbled into a right-wing rally. So don't get it twisted. The night was not without its flubs. There were some mistakes. Like, for instance, there was that time when President Biden said something about Uranians. He meant Ukrainians, you morons. They get so, giddy when he makes a mistake. And it's rare. This is a guy who has struggled, who has fought with stuttering his entire life. And the fact that he is able to surmount those challenges in front of millions of people and only make the occasional stumble in a speech that is that important? Come on. Come on. Yeah, so Uranians are from Uranus. Ukrainians are from Ukraine. And he clearly meant to say Ukraine, you pathetic saps. Oh, yeah. And then, speaking of pathetic saps, there was the Republican rebuttal from Governor of Iowa, Kim Reynolds. And I tweeted that basically her whole rebuttal was lie, 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 lie. Breathes, lie, 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 look off the camera, lie, 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 breathes again. Just all she was doing was just lying. And then there was a point where she said, she said, all Democrats want to do is defund the police. And I had to laugh. Because there's no more blatant lie than that one she just told. Jennifer Rayner, thank you, my friend, for the donation. Thank you for that. The man just finished saying, fund the police. And you try to peddle that shit. Come on, save that shit for Fox News. With that bullshit. Get out of here with that bullshit. All right. And then this morning, I found out, lo and behold, I find out that there was a CBS News poll that was taken that showed 78% of Americans who watched the State of the Union approved of President Biden's speech last night. So, a lot of people were like, but, that's mostly Democrats. It wasn't all Democrats. It wasn't 78% Democrats. Some of the people who watched that and approved of it were Republicans. They were Mitt Romney Republicans. They were Adam Kinzinger Republicans. They were Liz Cheney Republicans. They were, regular Republicans, your grandparents' Republicans, They were those. They were not the QAnon wackadoos. They were not. So I was encouraged to see this because you know what? After a nonstop onslaught of that bullshit of cherry picking the whatever, that Q poll that shows President Biden in the mid to upper 30s nonsense. I'm tired of that shit. Come on, let's see some different numbers. Yeah, they can cherry pick their numbers. We can too. Let's cherry pick some numbers. Because it's all about perception. At the end of the day, it's all about, where you're getting your news from and what that news is telling you. As it. Bottom line, that is it. That is it. Whatever news service you tune into to get your updates, that's where you find out whether the president is winning or losing. The real number, nobody's ever going to know because nobody's going to be able to talk to everyone in the country and get their feedback. But I think to the casual observer, somebody who is not watching 24/7 political news, I think if they watched the State of the Union last night, they saw a sober, responsible leader stepping up to the challenges of the day. And that was President Biden. He's the guy that we needed at this time. And we got him. And I think he's doing a hell of a job. Take a bow, President Biden. All right, so that is it for the main topic, which was the State of the Union. It is time. Oh, M Gets with a shout out for BBC. I've heard this as well, that BBC is the best source of info. Thank you for that. Does anybody else have a news source that is as reliable as the BBC? Please feel free to share it here. I like to think that you guys really teach me stuff all the time. I'm learning from you guys. Jennifer Rayner says that's a fantastic number. Fantastic number here. Let's see. Susie Brizuela says she prefers BBC and NPR. Deb B says Associated Press. Gavin Rutherford. Gavin Rutherford. By the way, Gavin, do you know your last name, Rutherford, is the first name of a president we had here, Rutherford B. Hayes? Did you know that? If you didn't, now you know. So let's see. I'm seeing a lot of NPR, BBC here. Philosophy says France News. Says Moopy Spoopy says DW and BBC. I don't know DW. Reuters. Debbie says Reuters and Democracy Now. Cindy C. I wanted to know about this. Cindy C says, did you hear the trucker convoy was a big fail? Only 12 protesters showed up, more press and cops than the rally goers. That's good to know, because I was curious if we were going to hear during the State of the Union. Big fail. I love to see it. You love to see it. All right, let's jump into our guessing game, and that is name that female-led action movie. Action movie. And this I will actually need my notes for, because I've prepared notes for these. So these are action movies in which the protagonist, the main character, is a woman. Not necessarily a lady, but definitely a woman. All right. Lee Saunders asking if I saw the Ukrainian reporter who shamed Boris Johnson yesterday. I did see that. I didn't know she was a reporter. That's cool. That's very cool. Okay. So how this goes is that I'm going to read some words that are associated with the movie. Not even complete sentences, just words. So you guys have to listen. You must listen closely. You must listen. Listen to me. All right. So let me see. Let me get some tunes on for this. And here's the first one. First one. Yellow sweatsuit. Deadly Viper Assassination Squad. Revenge. Yellow sweatsuit. Deadly Viper Assassination Squad. Revenge. What movie am I talking about? What movie? I don't need the name of the character. I need the name of the movie. Movie. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Again, do not need the name of the character. Need the name of the movie. I'm going to give you a pass on this first one, you guys, as you're clearly not hearing me correctly. Wait. Oh, shit. Maybe I'm not hearing me correctly. I said, name that female-led action movie. That's right. Just want to make sure I had the instructions right. The name of the movie. All right, I've seen enough. We were looking for Kill Bill. Kill Bill. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Let's see. Susie Briswell says, I am listening. All right. Okay, Eddie G says Uma Thurman's character in Kill Bill. Kill Bill. So Eddie G is at the top here, followed by Veronica Tello. I'm going to give you that. Deb B. Monique Lee. Veronica Tello. There you go. Lucy L. Susie Brizuela. Gary Lewis. Okay. That's it. Hopefully you guys will have better luck with this next movie. Okay. Here are the clues. 1, FBI. 2, it puts the lotion in the basket. And 3, Clarice. Nurse Mitch says, "What about me?" I'm sorry, Nurse Mitch. If you guessed correctly, I didn't see you. I'm so sorry. Oh, Peter's a boss says she said Kill Bill way up top. Sorry if I missed you guys. I do my best. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Marie from New Jersey says she got it. Lumpy girl. Okay, you guys, I'll do better. I promise. In the meantime, I've seen enough. We were looking for Silence of the Lambs. And once again, we got Eddie G at the top, followed by Susie Brizuela, Veronica Tello, Adrian Gladish, Jamie from Wisconsin, I can see you. Scribble My Dibbles, Peter is a Boss, Julianne Goutier, Deb B, Michelle Bookout, Jen Murphy, Smeela J, Meredith Powell, Cecile Kazemi, Mia to You, The Trump Reaper, Wilbur McCarthy, Jennifer Rayner, Cha-Cha, Nurse Mitch, Cindy C, Marty, Marie from New Jersey. What is wrong with you, Boopy Spoopy? He said, "Honey, I shrunk my genitals." That is incorrect. Lisa Hathaway, Asmila J, Sylvia Correa, Gavin Rutherford, Kathleen Cross, Monique Lee, Gary Lewis, Jamie from Wisconsin, Lucy L. Okay, good job, you guys. I cannot, as you know, read them all. We're going to keep the show moving. Next up, The Force, Daisy Ridley, Episode 8, 2017. Not as easy as you think. Not as easy. Okay, and just so you know, I'm not accepting Star Wars. You got to tell me which chapter that was. We all know this is Star Wars. That's Luke Skywalker right there. We got to know which chapter it was. Yeah, no. So that's a good point. Cha-Cha brings up here, that's not a woman. However, and you are correct, the main character of this movie is a woman. Yeah, you see what I did there? All right. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. I've seen enough. We're looking for The Last Jedi. Star Wars The Last Jedi. And at the top here, we do have Samantha Hawkins, followed by Cindy C, Marty, Stella Baxter, Eddie G, Michelle Bookout, Marie from New Jersey, Asmila J, Mia to You, Lisa Hathaway, Veronica Tello, Peter is a Boss, Susie Brizuela, Okay. Okay. Good job, you guys. Let's see what is next here. Okay, here's the next one. Look on the screen here. And the words that go with this. Margot Robbie. Joker's girlfriend. Winged hunters. Margot Robbie. Joker's girlfriend. Winged hunters. Do 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 do. And once again, I want to express my appreciation for our fantastical moderators out there. You guys help keep this show running smooth, nice and smooth. And I've seen enough. We're looking for Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. And let's see. Do 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 do. Okay. I see a lot of guesses for Suicide Squad. I see one here for Samantha Bee. Samantha Bee is at the top with Birds of Prey, followed by Samantha Hawkins. The Samantha's got it right. Meredith Powell, Sylvia Correa. Eddie G, Monique Lee, Jamie from Wisconsin, Susan Brizuela, Michelle Bookout, Veronica Tello, Mia to You, Susan Brizuela, there you go. Yeah, Margot Robbie was fantastic in this role. She owns this role the way Heath Ledger owned his version of the Joker. Unfortunately, it was taken over by that other guy who was not great. Not great. Okay, next up, here we go. Role-playing video game. Angelina Jolie. Ancient artifacts. Role-playing video game. Angelina Jolie. Ancient artifacts. Do 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 do. Okay. I've seen enough. We were looking for Lara Croft Tomb Raider. And we have at the top here Mrs. Mia to You, followed by Meredith Powell, Sheila Bird, Peter is a Boss, Samantha Hawkins, Adrian Gladish, Nurse Mitch, Marie from New Jersey, Cindy C, Eddie G, Asmila J, Julianne Gautier, Lucy L, Monique Lee, Samantha B, Susie Brizuela, Gavin Rutherford, Kathleen Cross, Lisa Hathaway, Deb B, Michelle Bookout, Sylvia Correa, Veronica Tello, Samantha Hawkins, Gary Lewis, Wilbur McCarthy. Good job, you guys. Good job. Nurse Mitch. Yeah, Nurse Mitch, you guys are determined to fit Jethro Tull in there, even if it's backwards. All right. Here's the next one. Prepare thyselves. Bow and arrow. Odds in your favor. And this. What do we got here? Okay, this was fast. I've seen enough. We were looking for The Hunger Games, and at the top we have Susie Brizuela at the top, followed by Eddie G, Mia to You, Samantha B, Meredith Powell, Samantha Hawkins, Sylvia Correa, Cindy C, Sheila Bird, Jen Murphy, Peter is a Boss, Cha-Cha, Asmila J, Julianne Gautier, Kathleen Cross, Veronica Tello, Lucy L, Cora Lord, Nurse Mitch, Adrian Gladish, Michelle Bookout, Marie from New Jersey, Gavin Rutherford, Lisa Hathaway, Wilbur McCarthy, Sheila Bird, Susie Brizuela, got that already. Deb B. Good job, you guys. Good job. Okay. Next up, Disney. 5th century China. Girl fights in Chinese army. If you have only gotten one correct, stay tuned, hang in there. You will get more correct. Guarantee you. It's coming. It's coming. I have seen enough. We were looking for Mulan. Mulan, which was actually an entertaining movie. Not great, but not bad. It was entertaining. I liked it. And at the top here, we got Susie Brizuela, once again, followed by Eddie G, Veronica Tello, Mia to You, Peter is a Boss, Cha-Cha, Lucy L, Nurse Mitch, Meredith Powell, Asmila J, Julianne Gautier, Gavin Rutherford, Cindy C, Sheila Bird, Jen Murphy, Monique Lee, Peter is a Boss, Jamie from Wisconsin, Adrian Gladish, Sandra from Paramount, California, Corey Lord, Samantha B, Kathleen Cross, Lisa Hathaway, Philosophy, Kathleen Cross, Marie from New Jersey, Gary Lewis, and Michelle Bookout, Kathleen Cross again. Okay, good job, you guys. Very good. Let's keep it going. Here's the next one. Ripley, Newt, and Get Away From Her, you bitch. Ripley, Newt, Get Away From Her, you bish. Was I not fooling anybody with that one? Trump Reaper said that was the only good line in that movie. And what a hell of a line that was. We were looking for aliens. Love that line. Really, it's a badass line. If you paid to see that movie, wait, there's some other good lines in that. Game over, man. Game over. Oh, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. He was good. Yeah, Susie is killing it, Meredith Powell. Susie Brizuela, once again at the top, followed by Cindy C., Eddie G., The Trump Reaper, Gavin Rutherford, Asmila J., Samantha Hawkins, Marie from New Jersey, Meredith Powell, Cha-Cha. And just so you know, guys, I'm not splitting hairs. I know some of you wrote alien, some of you wrote the plural, aliens. It's the same shit. Sylvia Correa, Adrian Gladish, Michelle, Mia to you, Nurse Mitch, Julianne Gauthier, Sheila Bird, Jen Murphy, Jamie from Wisconsin, Susie Brizuela. Meanwhile, the people who took the trouble to add the S, they're like, but Brooklyn Dad, it's different though. There's alien and there's aliens. Peter is a boss, Monique Lee, Lisa Hathaway, Veronica Tello, Sandra from Paramount, California, Corey Lord, Bernadette H., Jennifer Rayner, Deb B., Kathleen Cross. Good job, you guys. Very good. Okay, we only got a couple more of these, and here's the next one. Michelle Yeoh, Zhang Ji, Green Destiny Sword. So I'll read that again. Michelle Yeoh, Zhang Ji, Green Destiny Sword. Green Destiny Sword. Sword. Don't you love people who say sword? They pronounce that W. Sword. Okay. Seen enough. Wait. It's the same. Okay. We were looking for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And let me just check behind me because for some reason, Susie Brizuela is on a roll tonight. I don't know what happened. Is she watching from outside the window? Nurse Mitch, Meredith Powell, Veronica Tello, Eddie G., Jen Murphy. Peter is a boss. Samantha Hawkins, Lucy L. Asmila J. I love the crotch tiger. Yeah. Crotch Tiger. That's the sequel to that one. Julianne Gauthier, Sylvia Correa, Monique Lee, Kathleen Cross, Bernadette H., Cindy C., Gary Lewis, Lisa Hathaway. I'm going to give you Pouncing Tiger. It's close. It's a verb. Okay. Good job, you guys. Good job. Here's the next and final question. Not easy, this one. Cosmic Powers. Brie Larson, Kree, and Skrulls. I'll read that again. Cosmic Powers, Brie Larson, Kree, and Skrulls. Lisa Hathaway said maybe Susie has 6G internet. That's not even a thing yet. Okay, I've seen enough. The correct answer was Captain Marvel. And at the top here, would you look at that? Susie Brizuela, you have been dethroned by Veronica Tello. Followed by Meredith Oh, so close, Meredith. You said Captain America. Nurse Mitch. Susie Brizuela. There you go. It's top 3 still. Eddie G. Meredith Powell. Meredith Powell corrected herself. There we go. Sylvia Correa. Asmila J. That's close, but not quite. You said Ms. Marvel, which is a different character, actually. Mia to you. Peter is a boss. Lisa Hathaway. Excuse me. Samantha Hawkins. Corey Lord. Lucy L. Asmila J. Yeah, there you go. Wilbur McCarthy. Cecile Kazemi. Kathleen Cross. Bernadette H. Cindy C. But it's not Captain Caveman. Gavin. Flirkin Kitty. Very good, Susie. Yeah, that's right. That's who that was. Tracy M. Nurse Midge says no Wonder Woman. You know why? That one was like way too easy. That was like the obvious one. I couldn't be obvious. I can't be obvious with you guys. I am trying to keep this somewhat challenging. Somewhat. Not like, SAT challenging, but, not, right over the plate. I got to make you guys work for it a little bit. You guys are way too smart. Way too smart. Okay, so thank you for playing that game with me, that Women's History Month themed game. And now it is time for You Raggedy Bish.
You Raggedy Bish.
Yeah. Okay. And today's You Raggedy Bish, as you guys already know, has to do with the State of the Union last night. So the State of the Union, it's rare when there is an outburst that causes everybody to sit up and take notice, because the State of the Union really used to be like a boring thing. When I was a kid, there wasn't nobody trying to watch State of the Union. Seriously, when that came on, look, when I was a kid, I was into politics, but I couldn't be bothered with State of the Union on every channel, on ABC, CBS, NBC. I was like, this shit. I had no choice because I wanted to watch TV, and that's all that was on. And we didn't have cable yet. We didn't have cable at the time. So it was a boring affair, and it was also, that was back in the day, you just didn't show your ass in front of the President of the United States because it was crass. Until this jackass, Joe Wilson, did it to President Obama during his State of the Union when he said, "You lie." Everybody remembers that shit. Joe Wilson said, "You lie." And it was like, oh, yeah, it was a big deal. It still is a big deal. That was messed up that he did that. But now last night, during President Biden's State of the Union, these two jackasses showed their asses. And, I already did, what's her face? Marjorie Three Toes on Monday. So it's Bobo's turn tonight. She felt more like the instigator. I don't know. They could both be guilty, but I'm just focused on Bobo for tonight. So she is a crisis actor, and I mean that literally. You could have found her before she was elected in Colorado. You could have found her on a website called Explore Talent. And Explore Talent is the same exact website where you could have found Candace Owens, Tommy Lauren. Yeah, that's where the right wing gets their political actors. I was particularly disappointed by this brother right here, I'm not sure if I don't even know who that guy is. I don't know if he's a Democrat or Republican, and he just, if he was a guest of the two. I don't know what his deal was, but at that point, I would have been excusing myself. I would have done it before, because you have to be in a cave, to not know who these two idiots are, to be, fraternizing with them. I wouldn't want to be photographed in their vicinity. And you had to know, if the two of them are sitting that close proximity to each other, they're going to start some shit. And that is exactly what they did while President Biden was getting ready to talk about the son that he lost to cancer.
Headaches, numbness, dizziness. A cancer that would put them in a flag-draped coffin. I know. One of those soldiers was my son, Major Bo Biden. I don't know for sure if the burn pit that he lived near, that his hooch was near, in Iraq and earlier than that in Kosovo, is the cause of his brain cancer, the disease of so many other troops.
Yep, there it is. Just showing your ass. I mean, you really have to, just have no self-respect to allow yourself to speak out at that moment. I mean, he was even if he wasn't talking about his son, I mean, the man was talking about cancer and flag-draped caskets. Could you wait? Could you not wait? You had to make an ass of yourself and your party right there at that moment. Timing is everything, bro. That was just classless. Terrible display. And so, of course, the internet was all over this with the memes. Some of these memes are pretty savage. What did they say? Trump Reaper says she made an allusion to the 13 people that were killed during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Yeah. And here's another meme there that says same energy. So there's the woman pointing at the cat who's just like, what? And these two clowns down below, and President Biden just, what? Yeah. Debbie saying drunk toddlers. I agree. And then she went and doubled down after. She said, when Biden said flag-draped coffins, I couldn't stay silent. I told him directly he did it. He put 13 in there. Our heroic servicemen and women deserve so much better. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. You just wanted to make a spectacle of yourself. And congratulations, you did it. But I don't think it's going to pan out the way you think it is. I really don't, because, I think the nation has seen enough of the QAnon bullshit. The loud, crazy uncle or cousin or whatever who can't control their mouth, who just says whatever the hell they want to say and without consequences. That's bullshit. You are going to have consequences, and they're going to be on election day. That's it. And that is all I got for you guys for today's episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, a.k.a. Brooklyn Dad. And wait a minute, I'm going to say that shit anyway until I figure out what else to say. If you have not yet gotten your shot, go ahead and get one. Get the booster, because you're going to need that shit now. We're moving into endemic phase, which means, there's going to be a whole lot less people wearing masks. You want to be protected. Be protected in case you happen to catch that shit. And if you're not ready, hey, Veronica Tello, thank you, my friend, for the kind donation. if you're not ready to stop wearing a mask, you keep wearing one. Keep doing it until you feel ready to stop. Okay? Works the same way on the other side. These people who didn't want to wear a mask and they stomped their feet and rah, 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 rah. Okay, you don't wear a mask then. Fine. But if I want to, don't give me shit about it. That's how it's got to work. That's how it's got to work. And I will see you guys Friday, not tomorrow, because you know I have the off day on the Tuesday and the Thursday. But I will be here Friday, same time, same place. I love you all. Peace. And now let me get this outro thing going. And let me get this music thing going. I gotta figure out a smoother way to do this. Boom. Hey, look at Mighty Jeremy showing up at the end of the show. I didn't see you before. Glad to see you now. Thank you for popping in. Hey. Mrs. Mia to you with this interesting comment here. I gotta turn that down a bit. Mrs. Mia to you saying, I have too many to match my outfit, so yes, I will continue to wear mine as well. Like it. I like it. Yes. Tina G. Excellent. Respect each person's choice. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm excited, by the way, you guys. I'm excited about the possibility of not having to wear a mask anymore. Hey! Kathleen Cross says, wear one when shopping. I think I'm still there. But soon, no more. Watcher Soko throwing up prayers for Ukraine. Thank you for that. Hey! You guys put some serious work into these emojis. This is some serious work you guys do. I do appreciate that. I don't want you to think that you're putting those emojis up and I don't see them. They're very cool. They're festive. They make me want to get up out of my seat and dance. Yeah. Shh. All right, you guys. Thank you once again for a fantastical show. I look forward to seeing you again on Friday, but it's that time. You need to leave.